Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Litecoin Lisa, and Mame is on the other side of this. We're going to tell you what happened this weekend, what's coming up this next weekend, how you can be a part of both, and got a little bit of news to throw in the middle. So be right back. Give us a like and share this video. Mame, great to see you. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Lisa. Sorry, my background is a little disturbed here because I was with Ken and showing books and art books earlier today.
Oh, how fun. Yeah.
Together.
I
And
saw
today,
him posting, I saw he and Miss Teen Crypto posting some ape NFTs, and they were doing some monster NFTs the other day.
I
So they've been
know.
very busy in the
And I think he
NFT.
launched his Ken token as well.
Yes.
So he's going to New York. I wish I could make it too, so I have to see everyone.
He's a very busy guy, very busy guy. Yeah, and I was talking to Satoshi Sean this morning, and there's one called, what is it called? It's another NFT project. Where is it? What are these called? It's kind of like CryptoPunks or something. And it was called richkids.io. So there's a lot of things happening with NFTs. That's one of the things I'm going to talk to Miss Teen Crypto about when I'm out there with you and her at the Bitcoin Tech Summit in Park City, Utah with Bitcoin Ben. So Ben's going to come pick me up on Thursday. We're driving out there, something insane like 17 hours.
Wow, you have 17 hours and I have good 9 hours. Mine
Is
is
it
600
9 for you?
miles. 600
Okay.
miles. Yeah, I'm actually leaving maybe tomorrow, and I called Charlene and I said maybe we'll stay one more night because I'm just scared that we won't make the trip in a day. I'm like, let's go one day early. If we decide to, we can rest.
Yeah, that's smart for sure.
Yeah. We definitely don't have the same stamina as Bitcoin Ben, the real truck driver, to make it all the way through.
He's a champ. And just for anybody in the chat, if you will send Bitcoin Ben some love, his daughter's father passed away. So his wife's ex-husband passed away yesterday. And so we want to send their family prayers and be thinking about them. That's really a really hard time for their family, and they were all very close and had just really healthy relationship. And so we want to send them our prayers and love and support right now. So everybody be thinking about Kelly and Ben and their daughter Alexa. But Ben will be at the Utah Valley University Bitcoin Tech Summit Friday, October 1st from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. along with me and Mame and Miss Teen Crypto. If you guys are able to make it, it's going to be an amazing event. There's tickets available. I put the link in the description, so you can use that link, get your tickets. They're serving lunch, and it's a whole day event. Litecoin Leader will be there. There's several other great speakers and opportunities.
Rodrigo from Dash Digital is coming as well. He's another Brazilian and crypto enthusiast. I would say, we are kind of in the same category, because I'm the lady and he is the guy. And I would say that we both very passionate about crypto. And I mentioned him to Charlene and she invited him as well. So I'm excited that he's going to be there and he's going to join us. And so I think the event keeps on more and more people. We have Dora Burnquist, who is an amazing artist. She's coming, taking the trip with me. And then her granddaughter, and she's also the daughter of Bob Burnquist, who is a famous skateboarder. She's also going to be coming to the show, and she's going to be showcasing some of the art, her art. I'm going to showcase my art. Daughter is going to showcase her art. And it's amazing because we went on the Ken Bozak show earlier today, and
Yeah.
he highlighted the auctions, and we got bids, which is super exciting. I got a bid on the piece that is going to be the cover of Tokens magazine. So, and we have a bid on Lotus and a bid on Daughter Species. So it's just exciting to see, things coming together. Right after the interview, I called Lotus and I said, you know what, you have your first bid on your first NFT. And she was so excited.
That's really
And
cool.
she's also very excited to meet Miss Team Crypto. I think they are around the same age, and they are going to be, they're going to have so much to exchange with each other. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to introduce them.
I'm really excited about it. I'm glad I was able to make it happen. Well, Ben was able to make it happen. He's said
Oh.
he'd come swing down here and pick me up and make sure I could make it. So I
Yeah,
think that's
always
gonna be
very
great.
thankful to Bitcoin Ben, because I feel like he has been such an inspiration for us. I always tell people this story because when my first crypto event, it was at the Litecoin Summit in 2018, and I went all by myself. It was my first solo trip to a crypto event. And I was in the hotel, I went outside and I met this great gentleman, very welcoming. I had no idea who Bitcoin Ben is, and at the time he already was way out there on his meetups and everything. And he was like such a gentleman. He was like, come have a drink with us. I saw you at the conference. And then I was such a newbie. I was like, this is so fascinating. And he was such a instrumental person, because then I'm like, how did you make it? He's like, oh, I'm just a truck driver and I love crypto. I would never imagine. And then I go on YouTube and I find Bitcoin. I'm like, oh, that's Bitcoin
You're
Ben.
like,
I
that's
met
who
this
that
guy,
was.
and he's just such a humble soul. And I'm very inspired by everything that I learned over the years with
Well,
everyone.
and that's one thing, that we see in this space, and it is over the years. Like you're talking about, he's the same guy today that he
Yeah.
was in 2018.
Yeah.
And I think that as we go through these different, bull runs, and we're seeing people and these relationships that we have through time. And, I want to think that everybody's going to stay the same, but sometimes people change. And
Yeah.
so it's really nice to see somebody that's that same authentic person, and
Yeah,
he's,
stay
he's
true to
yeah,
himself.
yeah, he's always helping people, trying to lift other people up in this space. And so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well,
Um,
he
so
certainly
I'm
lifted
excited.
me.
Yeah, I'm excited to
Oh,
see him this weekend. So, and speaking of that, he inspired me to get on the road, and we got on the road this weekend and had our second big meetup for the Happy Hour Road Show. This was our this was
wow.
crew in Dallas. It was such an awesome event. Um, it was just a really great experience. We had so much fun, and had a great turnout. And I don't know if you guys can see all these
Yeah, it's a beautiful
wonderful
place, by the
people.
way.
Yeah, it was a great location, and we just had a really great time. So hopefully everybody can make it to the next one. We're going to be in New Jersey. Johnny Litecoin's helping us with the location. It's going to be at the Doghouse Saloon, and the information is on. Whoops, I got to get that banner off there. Sorry, guys. It's going to be at the Doghouse Saloon in New Jersey. You can find the information and the link in the description at clintwestwood.net. And that one is going to be, let's see, do I have a banner for that? Doesn't look like I do. Well, I'll have more information be set up for it better and on this Friday on the happy hour show. But we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have giveaways for that. We'll be giving away Litecoin, have all kinds of swag to give away from our sponsors, and it was just amazing, amazing event. Now Pimpy has joined officially the Happy Hour Roadshow. He's going to come to as many of these as he can. He will be in New Jersey. He met up with this guy Mighty Mouse, who is from on the Underground Fight Club, and he does all this really cool charity work where he goes around to underprivileged neighborhoods and teaches or encourages, if he finds out that somebody has like a beef with each other, he encourages them to put down their guns and pick up boxing gloves and to fight it out that way. And so he tries to encourage them to get into boxing and stuff. And he might be joining us in New Jersey now. And so we're going to bring crypto to underground fight clubs. I'm learning about all this. It's very new to me. So there's some wild things that happen at the Happy Hour Roadshow. You need to be there. It's pretty exciting. So
now you made me think of Brad Pitt and Fight Club,
that's what it's like. Yeah. I was like, who is this guy? And they sent me a video and I was like, wait, that was not what I was thinking. I was like, wait, are we bringing crypto to the Underground Fight Club, or are we bringing the Underground Fight Club to crypto?
Hopefully not the other way around.
Hopefully not the other way
but
around.
I think that's a pretty honorable attitude, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do it, you might as well make it a sport out of it and do it competitive. Don't be angry at each other,
And I love what he's doing with the youth, that he's saying, like, don't get mad and go shoot each other up. Like, hey guys. And then he drives around and he says, hey, if you know somebody, if you hear two guys are mad at each other or whatever, like, if you know two gangs or like, let me go tell them.
Yeah, let's box it out and make it fun. We'll have a cheer, everybody cheer, and have a couple of beers afterwards. You know what I mean?
Very cool.
It's a great. I love this creativity and people that will take something negative and turn into something positive. It's just very refreshing, and in any level, and those are the communities that need the most. If you think about it, that's where the violence is. That's where crime is happening, and all of a sudden you can connect with someone that way. I love
it's a great way to have that mentorship. Like that's what he's doing, is bringing a form of mentorship into that community by giving some guidance and direction. So I don't know. I was very impressed with what he's doing and excited to have him hopefully joining.
With me, like the more more connected with Dora now, because we're doing all this artistic work together, and then she always has the opportunity to share with me the stuff that her son is doing. And then I think of all these amazing things, like Bob Burnquist has set up an institute in Brazil helping kids from favelas. Favelas are those slumps, of Brazil. And he's using skateboard to take the kids off of streets so they can learn a new skill and not be using drugs, So any way you can redirect your energy to do something good, it's really beneficial. And he's so happy, and the family is so happy because they are making a difference now,
Yeah.
He still skateboards, but now his dedication is shifting, It's not about more the prizes that he wins. It's all about, how many kids I can help.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean it. Like I went recently, we were barbecuing and my daughter was around, and how much attention and everything that it was just so cute. It was like, okay, it's from the heart, it's really cute. I love that.
That time together, that's important.
Totally.
Speaking of Brazil, there was the coolest, I hope I sent this, surely I sent this to you. The president of Brazil had this speech, and it was more American than what America is right now.
Okay.
Did I send that to you?
You may have, but I may have skipped it because like I told
Oh,
you,
yeah, I know
been
you've
a
been
little
so busy
crazy busy,
trying
and
to
I
get ready
just
for.
got a chance to read the most current ones.
Yeah,
But I can pull it up. Why not?
let
Let's.
me look for it because it was incredible.
No, you didn't send it to
And I
me.
know it's not a lot of crypto.
You know,
That was,
yeah,
um,
you didn't send it to me. That's probably why I didn't see it.
darn it, darn it, darn it.
But
Okay, well, I'll try to find it and reshare it on. Where did
yeah,
I find that? Yeah, it was incredible.
I'm
Okay,
wondering what
well,
did he say.
I'll find it and I'll resend it to you, and then I'll share it on Twitter for everybody. And I'll
Oh,
try to go back and put it in the comments for anybody that is interested. But he was talking about that he will not be uh, demanding the jab for anybody.
mhm,
There will be a choice, and he was talking about the financial system. He was talking about just really freedom and looking out for the people of Brazil, and it was really beautiful. And talking about how much resources there are in Brazil, how wealthy the Amazon is, and how you were talking about how they were categorizing the resources of the Amazon that your friend was
mhm.
telling you.
Yeah, yeah.
He was talking about that and how they've, discovered this, oh, not discovered because they know it was there, but that they were, I don't know that tokenizing was the right word, but it's almost like they were capturing, or um, maybe tokenizing is the right word, the wealth that is in the country, and we're going to be using it
Mhm.
to benefit the people of the country. It was just a really amazing
Interesting.
speech.
You
Yeah.
know, I haven't seen exactly what it is, but I do feel like when I look at Brazil right now, because before I thought of America up here and Brazil down here in terms of
Mhm.
finance and economy, and but then the more I understood how America runs and how much debt it has, one to the world that it's almost like unpayable, then I realized that Brazil is actually not too bad.
Yeah.
Because Brazil has very strong resources,
Mhm.
we do have a lot of natural resources. It's not very demanding to make something grow there. It's just like in terms of resources, we are very rich. The second thing is Brazil doesn't have debt. Brazil, like if I am a family right now and I have $200,000 in debt, or if I have the same paycheck as you do, and then I'm in debt and you are not. If you're not in debt already, you're already better off than that country, I think,
Right.
because Brazil doesn't own, and Brazil has a reserve as well. Because Brazil is such a corrupt country, they created a reserve in which, the money that is saved, no one can remove. So
Mhm.
Brazil has a really solid, good financial reserve there as well, a fund that they didn't tap into that, if necessary, can be tapped into, which
Yeah.
is really interesting, which America doesn't have. You have to print new money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
don't have, you never
Plus, you have
pay.
all of your natural resources of
Plus,
the
we have all the
Amazon,
natural
and
resources.
yeah.
So it's funny because I never thought that I would maybe one day think of leaving Brazil again, but it's becoming more of a possibility for me because as I see the world shifting, I
Right.
see more problems that could occur here and less problems that could occur there. And I like my way of living and the simplicity and the privacy that I'm seeking. I might be able to achieve there, in a smaller village, in a smaller beach town. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I've got to find this speech. It
yeah,
literally. I
yeah.
I thought I had shared it. I thought I had sent it to you, but
I'm
I'll
I'm
find
I'm
it.
actually very happy I'm Brazilian. I'm happy that I have this alternative, and that
Mhm.
and I'm interested to see, because before I thought of, just like I said, Brazil up, America up here and Brazil here. But no, now I'm like, you know what, Brazil is not as global influence as the United States is,
Mhm.
but it's actually a pretty good stable ground, knowing how chaotic the whole world is right now. You know what I mean? So, and it's within my values, I think it fits really well, because it has that natural vibe that I'm looking for, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I think so
So,
many countries have, different things that are so valuable in each of them. So and
don't
everybody
be
should be
surprised if
proud
I
of
ditch
their.
everyone. Yeah, I might ditch.
I might come visit you. So
Yes,
yeah,
everybody, we can do like the Brazil summit,
there
or
you go.
something.
There you
Imagine, that would be so awesome. The Crypto Brazil summit. That is gonna be actually on beginning of November, if I'm not mistaken, from the 12th to the 15th of November. That is gonna be the Latin America Bitcoin conference, which is gonna happen in El Salvador.
Oh, okay.
Imagine that. That's gonna be pretty fun. I wish,
Wow.
trying to figure it out if I can make it. Let's see if I can find a sponsor.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Imagine. So who knows? Maybe Latin America will keep popping few countries that accept Bitcoin, and we become like a little nucleus too. And who knows? We can grow together. Just love seeing the adoption in so many levels.
Well, and it's happening all over. I mean, we've been reporting about all these different countries. Everybody got really upset at once again. China banned Bitcoin again here recently, which I just think it was a bunch of fun. I'm like, how many times has China banned Bitcoin? And everybody freaks out. And I'm like, and all it does is shake out the newbie weak
Yeah.
hands. And for me, I'm like, it's just an opportunity to
And
buy.
it seems like the bans always occur around the same time frame. One was in 2013 and one was in 2017, around the same range. I mean, it's like coincidence. They never happen on the bear market.
And then what happened right after that in 2017?
Yeah, right after that, it shook, and then it went up, and
Mhm.
then, of course, the cycle finalized, and then we
Yeah,
all kept on holding some weird
yeah.
bags. But
But now here we are. No,
and then we were all out and wondering what the heck was happening. But now it's a
yeah,
new cycle, folks. We learned something. Come on, be prepared.
be prepared, be prepared, be prepared.
Yeah.
Um, so we can touch on a couple of these. Let's see here.
Yeah, I like
Um,
the one that was maybe not the last one that you sent, but the one before was the
the one before that.
Coinbase.
Yeah, that
The
Coinbase.
future of payroll is coming.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
So this says the future payroll is coming. Coinbase, this just came out today. They're rolling out the ability for US customers to deposit any portion of their paycheck into Coinbase as crypto or US dollars. So that's pretty cool.
I
And
think
this was Brian Armstrong.
that's really interesting. I always like to highlight, because they weren't the first ones, you guys. Sometimes we see something new and we think, oh, but the truth is, let me see. I want to find David's
Yeah,
hedgehog,
that's right.
because this has been possible already for a
That's
little
what Daddy
while.
Schwartz has been doing.
Yeah, and
Hedge.
trying to find the T-shirt, because I
Let me
usually
see.
have a T-shirt. Come on. Here, this is David Schwartz, and he's also a Litecoin foundation, member, director, and they've been working on that capability for quite a while, and he has made that sort of announcement probably maybe 2 years ago. So, sometimes you see something really new, but it's not completely new.
Mhm.
I'm definitely wondering if there is any relationship, between David, if Coinbase may be using Hedge to do this, or if not. So I'm a little bit curious to see
Ooh, interesting.
if it's a different system, or if it's something similar to Hedge, or if they are somehow connected. You know what I mean? Because you know how Charlie, Coinbase, David, I don't know.
Yeah, that would not surprise me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if they are working together as well.
yeah.
Of course, I don't know nothing about it. I'm just saying that it's something that may look super new and fresh, but it's something that Hedge before was also Cornerstone. So just giving you a little bit of background how Cornerstone changed to Hedge. But there are some really amazing people that have been working on crypto payroll for a little while, and some seeing Coinbase roll it out, then it's nice to see that that's gonna be, think about it. We didn't have interest in Bitcoin a little while back. All of a sudden we have this new capability, and all these new services, all these new tools are coming in, and it's making everything a little bit more mainstream, because all of a sudden you can already automatically set up an amount of your regular paycheck to be sent to Coinbase to buy your crypto for you, and all of a sudden you dollar cost averaging buying, and that's being automatically done for you. You don't have to think about it. And although people are looking for practicity, and a way to get in and get out in a non-complicated way. And I think those tools are finally coming to surface and becoming viable to everyone. So
This one I have not had a chance to read yet, but I'm going to skim over it while while
yeah,
we're
let's
on, because this got my attention big time. Nasdaq reports that Litecoin could 22x. So this isn't something that, like, we haven't heard, too much noise about Litecoin, at least from Nasdaq. But Litecoin has so much development right now, and it's all kind of happening at the same time. We're looking at Litecoin's birthday is right around the corner in October. And we have MWeb coming out, Omni Light, which allows, NFT smart contract. We've got the gaming platform that they just launched, that's active. We've got, so we have the privacy with MWeb or Mimblewimble, the NFT thing, smart contract. We've got the gaming platform, and then the birthday, the 10 years running, without any issues. So there are all these things. There's also all of the Grayscale trust with Lightning, or with Litecoin.
yeah.
So I think this is really interesting. I'm curious to see what they have to say about it. So it says Litecoin is the 15th largest cryptocurrency according to CoinMarketCap, with a 10.7 billion market capitalization. It's also one of the first blockchain currencies emerging fairly soon after Bitcoin. Therefore, Litecoin crypto is likely to rise along with Bitcoin if it starts to recover. Oh, please. So far this year, Litecoin tokens have risen about 26% year to date. It ended last year 126.23 on December 31st, and on September 22nd, it was 159.82. Moreover, the crypto spiked to a high of 386.45 on May 8th, up about 206% year to date. However, most investors should have sold then. That's because Litecoin crypto immediately sank over several months, July 19th, when it ended 107 per token. However, since then, crypto has floated up 48%, blah, blah, blah.
I know.
Okay, correlation with Bitcoin. Interestingly, this is similar to the path that Bitcoin has taken this year. At its peak, Bitcoin was up 116% to 63,503 on April 12th. Then it sank to a trough of 29,807, also on July 19th, as with Litecoin. Since then, Bitcoin has drifted up more than 46% to 44,600 on September 23rd. As an article on Cointelegraph points out, when Bitcoin moves higher, so do a number of the legacy cryptos like Litecoin. Litecoin was modeled after Bitcoin. It tends to move in tandem with Bitcoin. This, despite some of the differences that Litecoin has with Bitcoin. The chief difference is that Litecoin has a much higher supply of tokens, whereas Bitcoin limited supply of 21 million. Litecoin has 4 times that number. The reason that its founder, Charlie Lee, wanted to position Litecoin as a silver to Bitcoin's gold. Blah, blah, blah. We know all that stuff. All right. Give me something
Yeah.
else. Okay,
Yeah.
Litecoin in the news. Okay, then they talk about the Walmart thing, blah, blah, blah. So it shot up. Why not? That would have been the first major company announcement other than Tesla with its on again, off again acceptance of Bitcoin payment. The only problem is the announcement was fake. Okay, we know that too. Come on, guys. When any news comes out about that being fake news. Okay, Litecoin is slowly gaining acceptance in the DeFi DApp worlds. And then they talk about what it stands for. The result for most investors from our observation is Litecoin is highly correlated with Bitcoin. Litecoin is a cheaper way to get similar performance as Bitcoin. The fact remains that one Litecoin costs about 160, where Bitcoin costs 44,000. So assuming that Litecoin crypto should eventually have a similar price as Bitcoin, it's given fourfold supply differential as price should trend towards $10,000. However, given that Litecoin is not as popular, we need to substantially discount it. Therefore, even if we took 2/3 discount to Litecoin's comp value with Bitcoin, it should be worth like 3,600. That implies a potential upside of 22 times for Litecoin's tokens. Let's say it takes 5 years for that to happen, implies the compound average growth rate will be 86.6% annually each year for the next 5 years. Most people say that's a pretty good expected ROI for each
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, it
So
is.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
Interesting.
yeah, crypto is all about having patience too.
Mhm.
A, a, a lot of people move their funds because they've seen the candle here and the candle there, and that's when you actually take a bite on your own pie, off of your own pie in a sense. But yes, just you never know what to expect. Nobody has the crystal ball.
No, definitely.
There is a lot of things being developed. One thing you gotta keep in mind is the Litecoin, developing group is scattered, and there isn't a specific marketing team, just like the stakeable coins and the coins that were pre-mined. They actually have a team pushing these marketing strategies with Litecoin. You're working with volunteers. So it's a whole different ball game, and a lot of us, I'm not looking for the next best thing. A lot of us are looking for security, reliability, sometimes even the fact that it doesn't have too high of a volatility. It's actually good because what you have is what you get. So I Litecoin has a special place in my heart, and because it has survived 10 years as well, it's reassuring to me that we'll keep moving organically, maybe not as in the same pace as other coins are moving because those have bigger budgets, but it will keep going at its own organic pace. And it's very interesting. I was just talking to an exchange that got in touch with me because they know I'm closer to the Litecoin group in a sense, and they know I can get in touch. And they were telling me, this exchange, saying, we would love to talk and know the team because Litecoin performs so well on exchange. And they were giving me some numbers, and they are saying, the liquidity is amazing, and they want to release new pairs and things like that, because in the end, it's all about usage.
Yeah.
It's which coin you're transacting with. And yes, Bitcoin is amazing. There is nothing like Bitcoin, but it's not amazing to sell your Bitcoin. I don't know how to explain, to
Right.
stand it. It's you
Yeah.
get a little bit like, if you in this business, it's a little rough. It hurts your heart a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's
And
difficult.
Litecoin, you're just more okay. I don't know. Psychologically, I feel at ease, and the fact that the transaction fees are so inexpensive and it's fast. I mean, it's a
Well, I
piece of
feel like you can spend your Bitcoin or your Litecoin because you can replenish it without taking those hits on the fees
yeah.
so much. When you're sending Bitcoin, you are taking those hits on fees. If you're going to go replace it, you kind of spent more money on whatever you bought. So yeah.
I play a game with Litecoin like this. Like my game is like this. When it's high, I spend. When it's low to a degree that I think it's low enough, I buy. It's one of those that it's probably always going to be in my portfolio as long as the network is healthy and stable, and it always is. Even Ethereum, remember there was a little bit of couple weeks back we were talking about
Yeah.
a small glitch and a small little hard fork that happened for a few seconds over there, but that's a huge
Mhm.
vulnerability. Things like that has never happened in Litecoin, in the community, the mining, everybody kind of be synced in the same direction. And when you're dealing with a decentralized network, that sync, that Bitcoin is amazing, but it has split. It has into Bitcoin Cash. It was a mess at that time.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but it has suffered a split already. So I love Bitcoin, but
Yeah, for sure.
um, it's
But as far as
like,
for everyday transactions,
yeah.
and payments and just, usability, Litecoin
Yeah,
is,
I could see a country the same way that they are taking Bitcoin on as their legal tender. I could see a country making that decision to use Litecoin instead, and that would be a possibility as well. Not saying that it's going to happen, people, but because the characteristics are the same, and you also dealing with less expensive transactions too, which is more beneficial. You don't have to implement Lightning right away because it has enough, the capability of the network is there to accommodate, even without Lightning, and it would be great. So we'll see. Future, you never know what's coming to, things definitely moved a lot faster than I thought they were going to move in the world of DeFi, in the world of NFTs.
Yeah, when they announced that Omni Light, I mean, I didn't even know that. We all knew when we, were at the Litecoin Summit and we fundraised and got, David Burkett was working on MWeb or Mimblewimble, and we knew that development was going on. But then all of a sudden, the
Yeah.
Litecoin, the gaming platform came out, and then they announced this Omni Light, and I'm like, my gosh, there's all kinds of development going on that people didn't even know about.
I'm
So
so excited to try it, to be honest with you, because I was even talking to Ken today, because what I'm doing is I minted one artwork of each artist on the Wax blockchain. I have a mosquito
oh
here that
yeah,
keeps going.
that's okay.
And but I told him that my goal is, because I'm experimenting, I want to try every blockchain. So I want to mint one piece of
Yeah.
each artist on Engine. I want to mint one piece of each artist on other blockchain. I want to mint one piece of each artist on Litecoin blockchain, because I want to explore and see which place we fit in best. I definitely want to place it on Rarible and on Mintable. I just can't afford it right now because of the Ethereum fees, you see.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fool around with the least expensive blockchains now until I get to a stage that I can afford the Ethereum fees, that the price of the artwork is even worth putting over there. And, or I'll wait until the Ethereum fees become more stable, which would mean less traffic in those sites anyhow, because I'm assuming during the bear market, 90% of the people are going to disappear anyways, and that's when maybe we'll be able to mint a full collection there or something like that. So hang on.
Yeah, you'll have strategy for when you post your artwork. Yeah.
Yes, but it's just been so busy, I haven't even tried Omni, and I want to incorporate somehow, because I feel like I can encourage people to create some really cool Litecoin designs, and maybe even incorporate some of those designs into the Litecoin store, So I'm having like some really cool ideas of some fun, contests, that we could do as artists to see if we can we could create the art on the Litecoin blockchain, then we could sell maybe the highest bidder gets their design into, you know, a Litecoin Foundation T-shirt or something like that. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
cool.
I would
Yeah.
love to encourage artists.
They could be the shirt for the summit or something.
Something like that. So
Yeah,
all of a
that would be
sudden,
cool.
it sparked a whole new realm of possibility in which, a whole new category of people are going to start engaging with the Litecoin network for other purposes other than just trading and transferring value. It will be about transferring art, transferring game parts, transferring, so all those things, we're going to see a whole new ecosystem around it.
That is really cool. Well, I'm
Really
excited.
excited.
Yeah, yeah.
But on the same note, we are also seeing the spread of the ecosystem into different blockchains. So everything was really exciting when there was only the Ethereum blockchain or few blockchains there, because their
Mhm.
capability existed only in one place. So everybody was in the same spot. But now we're going to see how the tribes are going to spread out, because, for sure, Ethereum, OpenSea, Mintable, those marketplaces that started in the beginning, they have certain competitive advantage because they were, artists already developed their portfolios there, they have their historic there. So if you're jumping into a new blockchain, you have to restart that process. But I do think over
Well,
time we'll kind of see who is where, what type of artists do you find in which blockchains, and then it's going to be interesting to see if they'll have a different edge, if they'll have a different feel.
yeah.
You-
Well,
you-
you definitely see that with the communities, with the different blockchains or the different coins. But then I think the next trend is going to be, and you're already starting to see it, is this cross chain tech that's coming out, where you are able to use, um, whether it's I guess they use the wrapping or whatever, but you're seeing this cross chain technology coming out. And I
yeah,
think that's what's going to be really, and maybe that's what's needed for mass adoption, because people wouldn't really understand, like, well, what do you
for
mean I
sure.
have to use a certain blockchain for this or that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
No,
exciting.
bridges are so important. Right
Yeah.
now, you have everything pieced out. I have, you may have a trust wallet to deal with your Ethereum tokens. And then if you want to play on Wax blockchain, you have to have set up a whole new account on Wax. And then if you have, you have to have a bunch of separate wallets. And then sometimes they don't interact, or sometimes, for example, if I'm sending, from my trust wallet, USDC, I'm paying high, expensive Ethereum fees for nothing. Little things that you learn and only by practicing them. And when those bridges exist, then we're going to be able to have one wallet for everything. And we're going to be able to apply everything in one place. And it's going to be so much easier. It's almost like, think of it like right now, we have Gmail, Hotmail, AOL, but you can send the emails to each other. The email doesn't truly go, if you're using
Right.
a Gmail, and someone else is using a Hotmail, it doesn't mix. But once those systems can truly interact and those bridges are nice and stable, then we're going to have less barriers and less technological barriers. Because literally, when I tell someone, I'm like, would you like some crypto? They're like, yeah, I would love to have some crypto. I'm like, you gotta download this app. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, then they
You know
stop.
what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like some people are still opposed. You want to have one device, one or two, that you can pretty much have a comprehensive experience in one device. In our case, no, we kind of like to play around. That's the good thing. We don't mind downloading, playing, and testing, and then giving up if we don't like. But a lot of people on the day-to-day life, they don't have that time to waste. So
Yeah.
it's important that
Well,
things are.
and it's intimidating, that technology. That's why we wanted to do the happy hour roadshow, so that we would have that unintimidating environment, just come. If you don't have to know how to code, just come to the happy hour, and see that we're not all coding geeks, and have a
Yeah.
drink, bring a friend, and then come to the class the next day. And we're going to walk you through it, have a hands-on experience of downloading a wallet, writing the seed phrase that Kat created,
Yeah.
those seed phrase cards, and
I
writing
had
those
those.
words down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then we send Litecoin that Change Angel donated to us, and they download their Monarch wallet. We send them Litecoin from Change Angel, and then they can send Litecoin to each other. Like we really go through that
Yeah.
hands-on experience, so then they're not so intimidated when they leave, and they're like, no, I know how to send crypto. I have crypto.
Yeah.
That's what we want them to have, that experience.
That leap is super important.
Mhm.
Johnny Litecoin did that to me. That made me take a huge leap. We did to each other. We are the result of taking that leap with one of us. And then it keeps going. And I do the same thing. I was just at an Edge meetup recently. It was so cute. Paul, the CEO of Edge Wallet, he's there. If you don't have crypto, if you're here for the first time, download the wallet and I'm going to give you $5 in crypto so you know how to be, and I do the same thing. I always throw $5.
Yep.
The DJ that came to our show, hey, let me, at least you need to know this because you need to have a QR code so you can receive crypto donations. So when you do it, when you tell someone with a purpose and when you're really willing to help and they can understand, they can gain something from this experience. I think people break the ice, and then my mind was blown when it happened, because when it happened to me, it was even before Vimo existed.
Wow.
So we were ahead of this technology.
Yeah.
Now it's even easier because people, like, after, I would say, in the last 2 years, a year and a half, we are so familiar with QR codes, menus, and things. So mainstream is more prepared for it to come as well.
I think so. I think it's all part of that adoption, and things are just moving that direction. But we have that choice of centralized or decentralized now, where we didn't have that choice before. And so crypto's that way. So I'm excited about it, and I'm excited to get to help people make that educate, at least educate them, and then they get to make the choice. So
Yeah,
really,
we're getting the word out, and people decide what they want to do, and it's I'm glad I heard early enough. And I always get excited when I hear stories of someone that tells me, I bought 100 Bitcoin in 2013, and I'm like, good for you. I'm so
yes.
happy
Oh my
for you.
gosh, yeah.
It's like,
Can you
yeah,
imagine?
life changing, and yeah. I think there was the last article that you sent to
Oh yeah,
us was the president of, I don't know if it was, or
Fed.
it was something related to retweeting
Oh, he
Michael
retweeted Michael
Saylor.
Saylor. It's so the Fed, there's all kinds of, so the Fed of Boston is retiring, in early retirement. This is another Fed Reserve Bank guy. This is the one in Minneapolis, and he retweeted Michael Saylor's tweet, and they have this hilarious picture of him. I thought this was so funny. Um, Blockworks put this tweet out, and he retweeted this Michael Saylor tweet that said, "Laser eyes proclaim technology to guarantee the human rights of life, liberty, and property. Laser eyes channel action even as they protect from dilutive distraction. Laser eyes signal intent to make Bitcoin an instrument of economic empowerment." So
That's
interesting that the Fed Reserve Bank guy would be retweeting.
I really like it. Hopefully, he puts his laser eyes on.
Yeah, yeah.
But when he retweeted, because this is literally giving some insight into inflation, dilutive distraction, right?
Mhm.
That's what we've been, I mean, the way he placed it, it's genius. dilutive distraction. I'm taking this one on, Michael Sigler. Let me bottle it for sure.
And then one just last little tidbit. Bix sent me, because I sent him the thing about the Boston Fed
Yeah.
bank guy retiring early, 9 months early, and Bix said, "Yep, they're all." He said, "Falling like flies." Somebody else said, "Running like rats," and then Ryder quit. He's the head guy at the U.S. Mint. The director of the U.S. Mint is quitting as of October 1st.
Wow.
So I think there's big things for the U.S. economy that all the big guys are taking an
Yeah.
early leave. They don't want to be around when it all goes down. So
It's called Let's Bail, right?
yep. So I'm glad we're all in.
Okay, we made a mess. Now
Yeah.
someone gotta clean the house.
They don't want to be around when it all goes down.
I know, honey. You know what? I feel like no matter what, it's positive that we have this new system that was created by the people for the people
Mhm.
to fall back on. It's not completely developed yet, and it's a little bit risky. However, living life this day and age and being exposed to our economy and going to the supermarket every day. I mean, milk was $2.89 and now it's $4 over here. You know, like things are getting like we are trying to purchase a car because our car got old and we sold the
Okay.
car, and all of a sudden you go to the dealership now and you go get and you say, hey, but Kelly Blue Book is this much, and they're like, no, but you have to pay a $7,000 premium to take the car out of the parking lot. But why? No, we don't have cars. Well, but what are all these cars? You know what I mean? They don't want to sell it because they can see inflation and they know that next day they're gonna have more value and more value. So it's we are on a little bit of a gridlock, you know. We import business. We can't bring containers right now. We can't. We're not gonna pay 10 times what we paid before. It's much more. The product would be extremely expensive. So it's difficult. It's really weird, and it's a little bit unpredictable. But we are resilient. We are human beings. We've made it through so many things before that, I have no doubt that we'll make it through it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a great way to end. That's very positive. You guys, once again, Mame and I and Misty and Crypto, Bitcoin Ben, Litecoin Leader, and Dora Burnquist and lots of other wonderful people will be at the Utah Valley University Bitcoin Tech Summit this Friday, October 1st, all day long. So you guys join us there. There's a link in the description to get your tickets and register for the day. So we hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much, Mame, for joining me.
Lisa. Sorry we didn't cover, folks. We didn't cover a lot of the news because we are on this trip mode and we didn't get a chance to read a bunch of headlines as we do weekly. But next week we have a lot of updates.
We're both busy.
Busy. But you guys know what's going on. China ban, Coinbase, new thing. Same countries, no one came new with the legal tender. We good.
We're good. All right. We'll see you guys next time on The New Normal. Have a great day.